It's a nice day. I was gonna go out yesterday, but I was driving and all of a sudden it started to downpour and I said, what am I doing? So I turned back home and you know, went home and sat there being stir crazy the rest of the day. But today's a warm day. It's about 50-55 degrees. We're going out to an area today and I don't think it's very easy to get to. We're gonna give it our best shot and get as close to the area as we can. Might have to walk in the rest of the way. This is the dirt road we're on right now. Going kind of slow. So we got it in 4-wheel drive. It's getting a bit dicey. I thought the area was going to be chained off at the end, but I guess it isn't. So yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to stop right up here where this gate is. So I think we're gonna pull over somewhere on the side here and just kind of walk the rest of the way. So I ended up stopping the truck. It got a little dicey back there. I didn't want to have to burden someone with getting a tow truck out there, so I figured it's a nice day out. It's not really that cold. We could walk out here, and it's kind of part of the fun is looking around and looking for things. So I don't think it should be that far of a walk, but we're kind of nearing the area we're trying to get to. And so kind of as I'm walking around here on the new dam, I look down there and that looks like what possibly remains of the old dam. So let's go down there and check it out real quick. That's pretty neat, isn't it? Now you can see how that's kind of really cool too. The walls we'll go down there in a second. The walls are kind of built up on either side. That's kind of neat, isn't it? Wow. Where it was kind of built up right there. And you can see an old 55-gallon drum down there. It is hot. Probably doesn't help the fact that I'm wearing long underwear and long johns and a wool hat. But anyway, it was quite a little bit of a walk up that hill. This is the site of an old farmstead. If I'm guessing, this right here, I think was where the barn was located. That would have been kind of the front step to get onto it. And you can kind of barely make out a perimeter. Now, it kind of makes me think that this is the barn, as opposed to the actual farmhouse, which is I imagine pretty close to here, was the fact that these stones were laid on top of the ground, as opposed to, you know, digging a hole and putting them in the ground. I think that was a squirrel, or squirrel was laughing at me. But then you have things like bank barns, and that's a whole other different story. They built those into the sides of hills and things like that. So I'm guessing if the barn was here, it looked like a pretty big barn too. You can kind of make out the shape. I got to research it a little bit more in maps. It was here in the 1847 map. I'm not sure about the 1927 topographic. If we were, I'd imagine it would be looking towards the pond, and this was all cleared at one time, so you could probably have a straight shot to look down to the pond. But if it was facing this way, and I came up through that way, it would probably be either on the side, I'd imagine on the sides, or sometimes behind it. But I'm guessing kind of the way this was laid out, this being the front, it was on the side somewhere. So we're going to check out that side, because I already came from that side and I didn't see anything. And the other thing we got to kind of look out for is a well. Yeah, so kind of right where I kind of thought it would be. Actually, there's the well. That's nice. They put a cap on it so we know where it is. But yeah, we'll take a look at that in a second. So old bits of you know, the what do they call it? The strap metal they put around barrels and crates and things like that. And like we talked about in the past video, this is dressed granite. This would go. Well, I'll show you that first. But dressed granite was meant to go kind of on top. So it would look pretty from the outside. You'd have these square blocks going around the house, as opposed to just natural rock. So it made it look a little bit nicer. They call those dressed granite. But as you can see here, here's the actual cellar hole. I I did see a few pieces of old brick and things like that, so yeah, it looked like a pretty big one. I imagine right there is where the chimney pile, right there, kind of where that tree is. Right over here is the well. And then it looks like there's a cap on it, which is nice. But we're gonna be careful anyhow. I don't have my flashlight with me. I knew I should have brought my flashlight with me, but oh well, we can drop it down there at another time. But there's the well. Got some water in it. Don't know how well you can be seeing that, but yeah. Those always still kind of amaze me. The engineering of those. You know, the building of those, so lots of respect for the people who came before us and the work they put into things. So yeah, it looks like the remains of some sort of structure over there. We can take a look at that too. But yeah, there's a lot to see around here. It looks like there's something up there too, another well. Jeez. So or I don't know, could be a cistern, but yeah, we'll just keep looking around here. Good place to look for things also are uprooted trees, especially big ones like that, because who knows what's under them. Now we'll continue to walk around a little bit, show you some more kind of interesting things, or things, you know, I find interesting. But just kind of want to give you a quick shot of kind of standing in the center of where the chimney was located. You can see the bricks from the chimney that was probably here, which was probably the center of the house, but pretty large cellar hole. Kind of starts over there, goes over here, behind me, and kind of continues over in this direction. So, pretty large one. And we're going to check out that area over there. I saw some tin or something like that, so we're going to check that out too. So here's kind of the structure I was looking at over there, and we're going to be careful. Look out for nails, because there's a bunch of nails in throughout here. What's that? We're not going to dig that up, but what I thought was kind of interesting about this is when you're at an old place, you always want to look for the style of nails. So this has square nails in it and some round nails, so that kind of see, there's the round nails. That kind of tells me that you know, they repaired it or they added on to it at a later time. So yeah, there's the square nails, and well, actually a round one right next to it. So you got a round nail and, you know, a later style square nail right there, another one. This was kind of neat, how they fit pieces of wood together. They just notched them out. And you can't really see it from that side. You can see the pegs, the wooden pegs they used to attach this. So this could have been like another little barn, who knows. But there's another one up there. But you can see this big timber here, probably a hand-hewn beam going through a slit, and maybe another one here at one time, but it's since decayed since then. Square nails right there. And here's kind of the other, I don't know, I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe there was a family that lived here with houses kind of close to each other. But there's another well. Oh, and that looks like another remains of another cellar foundation, cellar hole. Yeah, could have been it. Families tended to, back then, group. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, another cellar hole. Huh, I didn't even know this one was here. But that's, people have been detecting, it looks like, that right up top. But there's always something to be found. I always say, if you don't know what it is, it's part of a stove. But in this case, I think that's exactly what it was. As usual, when you see things sitting kind of up above or on a rock or something, it was just people metal detecting to get stuff out of the way, kind of. So, yeah. There's something else down here. It looks like one of those old galvanized buckets. There's a coffee pot, part of a coffee pot. And a little tin bucket. So yeah, 2 cellar holes here. 2 families, or the same family, just different members. There's something else I wanted to show you kind of near here, but I'm not entirely sure it's still here. You know what we always do to the trail cams? Let's wave. I got the tree stand up there, so, and I've been trying to make a lot of noise as I'm walking through here, so whistling a tune, singing a tune, even though I can't carry a tune.